All right, welcome to our deep dive into Pineal Pure. It's a supplement, and from what I'm seeing, it claims to support memory and brain health naturally. You were curious about it, so you sent over their website. Looks like we've got their ingredient list and all that good stuff to dig into.
Yeah, so it seems like you're interested in some natural ways to boost your cognitive function, but maybe you're also a little hesitant about supplements.
Right. Which makes sense. There's a ton out there. So
Yeah.
let's see if this Pineal Pure lives up to what it's saying.
Sounds good to me.
So right off the bat on their website, they're talking about this unique blend of ingredients. And, some of them I recognize, like Ginkgo Biloba.
Sure.
But then there's some that, I'm not as familiar with. Tamarind and neem.
Yeah, those aren't as common, I guess you could say.
Not exactly everyday ingredients. What can you tell us about this formula and what makes it stand out?
Well, this formula is really interesting, especially if you're looking for something natural, a natural way to support cognitive wellness. Pineal Pure, it seems to focus on ingredients known for, their potential cognitive benefits, but they're really trying to stay away from any harsh chemicals or stimulants.
Okay. Yeah, let's get into the specifics of those ingredients. Starting with, let's see, pine bark extract. They mentioned that its antioxidant properties and how that's supposed to be a good thing.
Right. So pine bark extract, it is a powerful antioxidant. And antioxidants, what they do is they protect brain cells from damage caused by free radicals. And free radicals are, well, they're unstable molecules that can actually damage cells, and they contribute to aging and disease.
Oh, wow. I see.
Yeah. So in the context of brain health, the thinking is this protection from pine bark extract, it may help to maintain cognitive function and memory as we age.
So it's almost like it's giving your brain cells a shield, like against the daily wear and tear.
Exactly. That's a good way to put it.
Very cool. All right. What about chlorella? Now, that one is,
Chlorella.
yeah, it's a type of algae, right? And they say it's packed with nutrients.
You're right, yeah. It's a type of algae, and there's some emerging research suggesting that chlorella, it may have a positive impact on cognitive function. There are studies looking at its potential to improve memory and information processing speed, although, it's important to remember that more research is definitely needed.
Hmm. It's amazing how something as simple as algae can have those kinds of potential benefits for the brain.
It really is.
Okay, so Ginkgo biloba. Now that one, I've heard that one a lot. I always see it connected with memory.
Yeah, you're right. Ginkgo biloba has been used for centuries in traditional medicine to support memory. Current research suggests that it may improve blood flow to the brain, which is super important, right? Because that blood flow delivers oxygen and nutrients to the brain cells. And that improves circulation. Well, that might be why some studies are showing that ginkgo biloba can be helpful for age-related cognitive decline, especially with memory recall.
Oh, okay. So it's like giving your brain a bit of a circulation boost, I guess,
Exactly, yeah, helping it function at its best.
to keep everything running smoothly.
Yeah.
All right, so then we have, let's see, lion's mane mushroom.
Lion's mane, yeah.
Now that one seems to be getting a lot of attention lately. What's the deal with that?
Yeah, lion's mane is really fascinating because it contains compounds that might stimulate the production of something called nerve growth factor, NGF. Yeah, and NGF, it's a protein, and it's essential for the growth, the maintenance, the survival of neurons, which are the cells that, they transmit information in our brain.
Right, so it's like essential communication in the brain.
Exactly, yeah.
So if lion's mane supports that NGF production, does that mean it could potentially help with like new brain cells forming?
That's the idea. Now, of course, more research is needed to fully understand lion's mane's impact on human cognition, but the preliminary studies do suggest it might have benefits for memory, focus, overall cognitive performance.
So we've got all these ingredients, and they all seem to have these potential benefits, but I'm curious, what's interesting to you about how they might work together in Pineal Pure?
The potential synergy between these ingredients, that's what's really fascinating to me. For example, you've got pine bark extract, right? It's got these antioxidant effects.
Right.
And then you've got ginkgo biloba and its ability to improve blood flow.
Yeah.
You put those together, and they could potentially create a much more robust and healthier environment for those brain cells.
So it's not just about the individual ingredients, but how they, like, amplify each other's effects.
Exactly. And then on top of that, you've got lion's mane, possibly promoting the growth and repair of neurons, which could further enhance the benefits of that improved circulation protection from those free radicals.
Wow, that's pretty cool. So Pineal Pure, they really emphasize the natural aspect of their formulation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Plant-based ingredients,
Mm.
avoiding those chemicals and stimulants. I feel like that's a big draw for a lot of people, especially
Yeah.
if they're, new to supplements.
Absolutely. A lot of people are really seeking out these more gentle and holistic approaches to their health, especially when it comes to something as delicate as brain function. And the idea of using ingredients that are, well, they're derived from nature, right? As opposed to, synthetic compounds, that can be very appealing.
Yeah, I get that. It's like it fits in with this whole trend of people wanting more control over what they put into their bodies.
Right, exactly. And this shift toward natural wellness, it really reflects this growing awareness of how interconnected our physical and mental well-being are.
That makes sense. Okay, so another thing Pineal Pure talks about is the dosage. They say it's just 1 drop per day. Pretty simple, right?
Yeah, super simple, which is great. Ease of use, that's a huge factor for a lot of people. A simple dosage like that makes it much easier to make it a part of your routine without having to, remember a bunch of complicated schedules or taking handfuls of pills.
I can see that, yeah. Speaking of making things easier, they also offer a 365-day, 100% money-back guarantee. That's a whole year to try it out risk-free. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I think a guarantee like that really demonstrates a high level of confidence in their product. And it also acknowledges that, everyone responds differently to supplements. What works for one person might not work for another.
Oh,
So it
wow.
allows people to, give Pineal Pure a try without feeling like they're locked into this big long-term commitment.
It takes away that fear of like, oh, what if this doesn't work for me? Now I've got all these bottles that I'll never use.
Exactly. It really encourages people to just, give it a shot and see how it fits with their own personal needs and goals. Of course, it's always a good idea to talk to a healthcare professional before starting any new supplement, especially if you've got any existing health conditions or if you're taking other medications.
Absolutely. Always good advice. So Pineal Pure is making all these claims about supporting memory and brain health, but it's important to keep in mind that scientific understanding in this field, it's constantly evolving.
Oh, absolutely. Research is ongoing, and it's really important to stay up to date on the latest findings because what we know today might change tomorrow, right? As scientists dig deeper into the complexities of the brain and how all of these ingredients interact with it.
Right. So while all of these natural ingredients seem promising, it's important to approach any supplement, even a natural one, with, a healthy dose of critical thinking and realistic expectations.
Definitely. It's not about just blindly believing every marketing claim, but it's about understanding those potential benefits and those limitations, and then making an informed decision based on your own individual needs and goals.
Well said. And, even with all the research and advancements in understanding the brain, it's a pretty complex and mysterious organ, isn't it?
It really is. There's still so much that we are uncovering about how the brain functions and how to keep it healthy and how to really optimize all of its amazing capabilities.
So after all that, after this deep dive into Pineal Pure, what are your final thoughts? Like, would you consider trying it?
That's a really good question. I think at the end of the day, that's a question only you can answer. We've talked about all the potential benefits of these natural ingredients.
Right, like the pine bark extract and the chlorella and the ginkgo biloba, the lion's mane.
Exactly. All those. And how those ingredients, how they might work together to support memory and focus, just overall cognitive well-being.
And we talked about the fact that it's natural, it's stimulant-free, that 1 drop a day dosage, and of course that 365-day money-back guarantee. That's pretty appealing.
It is, but I think the biggest takeaway here is even though research on these ingredients looks promising, every single person's body is different. What might work for one person, it might not do anything for someone else.
Yeah, it's like anything with wellness, right? There's no, like, one magic solution for everyone.
Exactly. And that's why, it's so important to pay attention to your own body, see how you feel, and make changes based on that. And of course, like we always say, talk to your doctor or healthcare provider, especially if you have any concerns or if you're on any other medications.
Always good advice.
Yeah.
So really, the goal of this deep dive was to give you the info you need so you can decide about Pineal Pure for yourself. But I think we also ended up having this bigger conversation, too, about, taking care of our brain health.
Absolutely. It's exciting to think about how these natural ingredients, how they can support our brain function. And this research, it's always moving forward, which is great.
Yeah, it is. And as we wrap up, I'm thinking, what if we all just paid a little more attention to our brain health, just like we do with exercise and diet? What if we really made it a priority to, nourish and support our cognitive well-being throughout our lives? It's definitely something to think about. as you continue on your journey towards a healthier, sharper mind.